These are the top 10 best things to do in Hong Kong. Not only will I list these must-see attractions, but I'll also mention how long each activity will take to complete, directions on how to get there, and the cost of each activity in Hong Kong dollars as well as US dollars. Be sure to leave your questions in the comments below, and without further ado, let's get right into it. Starting off with number 10, Hong Kong Disneyland. If you've ever been to Disney World in the United States, prepare yourself for an equally amazing experience, just a short MTR ride from downtown Hong Kong. Hong Kong Disneyland is squeaky clean, expertly organized, and features some of the best rides found anywhere in Southeast Asia. As a Star Wars fan, I loved the Hyperspace Mountain roller coaster. On this indoor ride, you race through the track's rapid twists and turns surrounded by great Star Wars theming. Hyperspace Mountain is definitely a must-do if you're coming to Hong Kong Disneyland. If you like kind of loopy and curvy rides more than you like rides with big drops, this is definitely the one for you. Also be sure to check out the World of Frozen, as Hong Kong Disneyland is the only Disney park with this attraction. This winter wonderland blends into the surrounding landscape to create the magical Frozen-themed city of Arendelle. The crown jewel of World of Frozen is Wandering Oaken's sliding sleighs. This ride puts you in a high-speed reindeer chase through Arendelle's snowy mountains. As far as food in the park goes, I'd recommend the Mickey Donut, as it's a classic Disney treat with a Hong Kong twist. I've secured here a Winnie the Pooh donut. Interesting naming though, they don't call it a donut, they just call it a ring. And it makes sense because this donut is really just more like bread. It's not in any way, shape, or form a donut, but it's still a 9.3 out of 10. It's really good. I'd recommend getting to the park right when it opens to help beat the crowds and staying until around 6 p.m. This should give you plenty of time to enjoy all the park has to offer, as it's way smaller than most of its counterparts overseas. To get there, use the MTR to take the Tang Chung line to Sunny Bay. From there, you'll connect directly to Disney's own MTR line that takes you straight to the park. My one-day ticket to Hong Kong Disneyland ran me 590 Hong Kong dollars, or $75.40 US. I would also budget around 150 Hong Kong dollars or $15 US for food and drinks while in the park. Although Hong Kong Disneyland is the most expensive activity on this list, I would still consider it worth a day of your trip. If you want an activity that allows you to experience Hong Kong's natural beauty and is way cheaper than Disney, I'd recommend hiking the Dragon's Back Trail. After doing plenty of hiking around Hong Kong, I can wholeheartedly endorse the Dragon's Back Trail as the best trail in Hong Kong. Located just 30 minutes from downtown, the Dragon's Back Trail tiptoes over the ridgelines of stunning mountains to give you amazing panoramic views of Hong Kong Bay. Down below, you'll see both Big Wave Beach and Sheko Beach, which are both open to swimmers on days with calm tides. The whole trail is a little under 5 kilometers or 2.9 miles and took me about 2.5 hours to complete. To get there, catch the train to Shao Kei Wan MTR station and then hop on the number 9 minibus, which will drop you off right at the trailhead. Another great thing about the Dragon's Back Trail, it's absolutely free. There's no entrance fee, just remember to bring something to snack on and some water, and enjoy the amazing panoramic views of the Dragon's Back Trail. Another outdoor activity that you can't miss in Hong Kong is visiting the Tian Buddha. Sitting at a height of 34 meters, the Tian Buddha is the largest outdoor Buddha in the world. This activity does not take long to complete. I believe that just an hour and a half there is all you need to learn about the Buddha and its rich history. There are several ways to get there, but I would recommend taking the Tung Chung MTR line to Tung Chung and then riding the Ngong Ping 360 cable car up to Lantau Island. The Ngong Ping 360 cable car is super scenic and you'll love the panoramic views from the cable car. From there, you'll walk around 15 minutes to reach the stairs of the Buddha and then you climb. I'm considering renaming the channel from Luke Hobbs to Stair Climbing Central. Seems to be something we display a lot of on the channel. Outdoor entrance to the Buddha is free, but the cable car ride will run you around 270 Hong Kong dollars or $34.51 US. For a cheaper option of getting to Lantau Island, you can take the Line 23 bus for around 15 Hong Kong dollars or $2 US. What do you get when you have a culture that's very superstitious and also very capitalistic? Gambling. For an exotic experience that is totally unique to Hong Kong, you'll have to check out number 7 on my list, the Hong Kong Jockey Club. Holding races that are free for tourists on Wednesday nights, the Hong Kong Jockey Club is one of the largest horse racing tracks in the world. Come watch the races, get something to drink, and place a few bets. If you would like to place any bets, remember you'll need to bring your passport or some other valid form of ID. I'd recommend spending at least 2 hours here to watch the races, and even more entertainingly, watch the betting. To get to the Hong Kong Jockey Club from downtown, either take the MTR to Causeway Bay and walk, or take one of the historic street trams and get off at the Happy Valley terminus. Like I mentioned, admission is free on Wednesday nights, but you'll want to bring some money for food and refreshments. For a more tasteful activity in the city, be sure to check out some of Hong Kong's many amazing museums. For fans of Chinese art, the Hong Kong Palace Museum in West Kowloon has no rival. Not only does this museum hold hundreds of stunning pieces, but also has many lookouts offering picturesque views of Victoria Harbour. For fans of more modern art, you have to check out the M+. This modern art museum is enormous. It seemed to take me forever to get through everything, but my patience was rewarded with some stunning pieces. My favorite exhibition in the M+ was this room of mirrors called Dots Obsession by Yayoi Kusama. Once entering, you get a minute in this room to yourself to enjoy being in this quantum realm of mirrors and atom-like structures. As Hong Kong has so many great museums in addition to these two, if you have time, I would recommend spending a whole day just going to museums. To get to both the Palace Museum and the M+, take the MTR to Kowloon Station, and then walk 10 minutes towards the West Kowloon Promenade. From there, you should recognize the prominent designs of both museums. A ticket to the Hong Kong Palace Museum costs 60 Hong Kong dollars or $7.66 US, and a ticket to the M+ costs 120 Hong Kong dollars or $15.33 US. Be sure to spend some time in Hong Kong's amazing museums. Speaking of historic Hong Kong, be sure to check out number 5 Victoria Peak. What once was the highest overlook in Hong Kong is still one of its premier attractions. The Victoria Peak overlook features shops, restaurants, and most notably, a stunning view of the city below. I was amazed how on one side of the park is one of the world's most developed cities, and on the other there's nothing but lush, forested mountains. I'd expect to spend a half a day soaking up the views of Victoria Park. As amazing as the view is, getting there might be just as much fun. To get to the peak, take the MTR to Central Station and exit using exit J2. From there, you'll take a short walk through the bustling financial district and pass right by the quaint St. John's Cathedral. At this point, you're only a few minutes from the Peak Tram. The Peak Tram, which began operating in 1888, is a nearly vertical railway car system that takes passengers up to Victoria Peak. There's no need to worry about its age though, as the tram was just renovated and upgraded in 2018. The climb up to the mountain is steep. In fact, the tram is tilted at over a 45-degree incline in some parts. Once you get dropped off, you'll enter Victoria Peak Pavilion and take the escalators up to the overlook. My ticket on the Peak Tram and the entrance fee to the overlook came out to 148 Hong Kong dollars or $18.91 US. Victoria Peak is definitely worth it for those looking for a classic Hong Kong activity. Considering what Hong Kong is known for, this is a strange mention at number 4. However, I couldn't not mention going kayaking after I had such a good time. Hong Kong's coastline is dotted with all kinds of different coves, bays, and beaches to explore. Renting a kayak is a fun way to get out of the city and explore some of these areas. In addition to the beautiful coastline, there are many small islands around Hong Kong just a short paddle away. These islands are a perfect place to land for a picnic and a quick swim. There are so many scenic places to rent kayaks, so I'm not going to bore you with the details of every one, but I will leave a link to an article in the description with all the details you could possibly need. My kayak rental cost me 100 Hong Kong dollars or $12.76 US, and the 40-minute bus ride to the bay cost me 17 Hong Kong dollars or $2.17 US. If you have a week or more to spend in Hong Kong, I would highly recommend taking a whole day to go kayaking. Whether you plan on renting a kayak and exploring on your own, or enlisting the help of a local guide, the views will not disappoint. Speaking of islands, back on Lantau Island, just a short walk away from the Tian Buddha, lies my third favorite thing I did in Hong Kong, which is visit the Lin Monastery. Built in the early 1900s, this huge temple complex features tons of stunning sculptures, architecture, and most famously, the Hall of 10,000 Buddhas. It's exactly what it sounds like. You have to visit the Lin Monastery. To get there, either take the Ngong Ping cable car once again or the bus. I'd recommend just seeing the Big Buddha and the Lin Monastery all at one time, as they're only a short walk away from each other. Admission is free, so there's no reason to miss out on this amazing monastery. From ancient styles to modern marvels, Hong Kong is the perfect place to admire architecture. Coming in at number 2, and I was very close to put it at number 1, is the Sky 100 Observation Deck. Located in the International Commerce Center, which is one of the biggest buildings in Hong Kong, and in my opinion, the best looking, this observation deck gives you 360-degree views of the entire city. It's a blast if you're at the beginning of your trip or at the end of your trip, being able to look down and see all the places you've been in Hong Kong. To get there, head to the International Commerce Center. Like I said, it's hard to miss, one of the biggest buildings in the world, and then go to the ground floor where there will be signs that take you to the lobby. From the lobby, you'll get on an elevator which takes you up 100 floors in under 60 seconds. This thing is fast, and I can tell you can literally feel your ears popping. It's almost like you're pulling G's going up this elevator. There's a nice little coffee bar up there for you to enjoy, and I'd plan to spend around an hour and a half soaking up the views. My ticket to the Sky 100 Lounge cost me 195 Hong Kong dollars or $24.91 US, making this a pretty economical activity. There is no reason to miss the Sky 100 Lounge in Hong Kong. And that brings us to number 1, drumroll please, the best thing to do in Hong Kong without a doubt in my mind is eat. Hong Kong has some of the most incredible food in the world, and for very cheap. I've got a whole video on my channel covering the best 7 cheap places to eat in Hong Kong. I'll be sure to link to it in the corner here. You have to check it out. I've got some amazing recommendations for food that I found for really cheap that was absolutely delicious. Whether you want to spend a few bucks on street food or ball out at a really nice restaurant, Hong Kong has any cuisine you could want. Be sure to add some extra spending money in your budget for eating at some of Hong Kong's amazing restaurants. I hope you found this video helpful and that it helps you kind of plan out not only your budget, but how you're going to spend your time in Hong Kong. Hong Kong is probably my favorite city I've ever been to, so be sure to leave your stories from Hong Kong in the comments below. Also, let me know how I can improve any of my videos, or if you'd like to see me make a different video about Hong Kong in the future. As always, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Be good. No matter what part of the world you're in, old men drinking and playing chess in parks will still be a thing.